So in this section, we're going to dig a deep deeper into promotion and how it also applied online. So basically, there are three types of media. We have the traditional media. That was the one we discussed before in the 4 Ps, where we are using one-way communication tools to deliver messages to a mass target audience. So if you remember the communication model, it mainly deals with traditional media. The next type of media is tradigital. Tradigital is basically a combination of the word traditional and digital, because this is where you still use the one-way communication tool to deliver messages to a target audience. However, this time you're doing it online. So this can also be referred to as digital marketing. The other difference is that in this case it can also be a niche. It doesn't have to be a mass marketing target market. Another advantage of tradigital over traditional is that it has the ability to track and measure immediate responses to messages. So we can get the feedback right away and don't have to do a marketing research with surveys and questionnaires. The final type of media is social media. Social media is online means of communicating among independent and interconnected networks of people. So here it's about communities and organization enhanced by technological capabilities, what we call sometimes as the modern city square. Social media, unlike traditional and tradigital, actually empowers consumers because they have the ability to be part of the communication. They actually interact with the brand as with each other. Consumers discuss and contribute and collaborate and share with brands and with each other. Now, social media can be divided into what we call the 4 zones. There are many challenges. One is the type of medium. They can be searching, they can be socializing, they can use it for entertainment, and there are many vehicles, like blogs, like websites, like games. So the 4 zones try to organize what is out there by focusing on the most important function of each social media platform. So let's see what those 4 zones are. So let's look first at the social community. The social community is where the reason one is online is to interact socially. So here they will want to share and socialize and create conversations. And these are just a few examples of the social media platforms that are out there. Social commerce is when the reason I'm online is because I want to buy or sell something. So this will have the services and the retailing and maybe human resources. And these are examples of some of the outlets that are out there within the social commerce zone. Then we have social entertainment. The reason why people are online in that zone is because they want to be entertained. So here we will have games, we will have music, we will have art, maybe TV shows. And these are only some of the outlets that are out there that can provide entertainment. And then we have social publishing. The reason why someone wants to be online for that is that they want to publish their own content. They might want to write articles, they might want to share a commercial, or they might want to create their own content altogether. And these are just a few options that consumers have to share their own thoughts and writings online. In addition to that, the marketer also wants to understand what exactly they can do within each type of media. So in traditional media, usually we will do it when we need to reach a very large amount of people, what we call mass media. We don't necessarily have to be not differentiated or not segmented, but we still want to reach a large amount of people. So when we use demographics like age or like gender, sometimes mass media is the best way to go. They usually also will use a push orientation, meaning that we push the product, as you recall we learned before, as compared to pulling the product. And here the attention is actually gained via the orientation meaning the media tool that we use, either broadcasting or print or radio or outdoor. The digital marketing, as we said, could be both mass, but it can also be more targeted. And the reason is that we have that data that Google and Gmail can give us, and we actually know exactly in which zone and what outlets our target market will be on. It is again a push orientation. It actually mimics whatever the traditional marketing is doing. It can still have banners, and it can still have print, and it can still have commercials like YouTube videos. It also have interactive messages in the sense that we can see if someone is actually pressing a button or clicking or going to the website as a result of that message. And then we have social media marketing. Social media marketing is very good in finding niche people because we can actually really specify based on psychographic and lifestyle, and we can actually target the people that we want. The attraction here is through pull. We are not pushing the ad, but people are actually interested in what we have to say. So they actually want to open our video or actually want to participate in our social media campaign. So the content is actually being attracted by the traffic. The more people share, the more consumers will want to see it. So then, what does social media does? So social media needs to be a part of the advertising campaign. So it needs to be consistent with whatever message is sent throughout the other communication outlets. It needs to be clear and consistent. So the two, social media, needs to focus on the target market and reflects whatever the overall approach is in IMC. IMC is abbreviation for Integrated Marketing Communication. Integrated Marketing Communication means that whatever communication tools we use, they all have to be integrated together to send the same message. Social media will also need to be managed. It is not like I'm creating a commercial, I'm putting it on TV, and then I can take a break for a month or two, and then I collect data and see how it did. Social media need to be managed basically on a daily basis. You need to see how consumers react to it, you need to react back to consumers, and you need to make sure that it still fits with whatever other vehicles you use. This is an example of what kind of content can actually be provided when we use online media. So the first one is what we call paid digital media. Paid digital media is digital media that the company pays for it to be online. So those banners that we see, those emails that we get, the company pays for it, and hence they appear as advertisement. Earned digital media is when a consumer decides to put its own content or share the content of the company. The reason it's called earned is because the company earned that content. This is actually the best type of content a company can have. So if I'm doing a social media and I'm asking consumers, let's say, to post pictures with my brand, let's say enjoying drinking Coke, and people actually put their pictures when they drink Coke. Those pictures are called earned media, and it means that consumers willingly participate in my campaign and are willing to be advocate for my brand. It also means that probably their own social network can be exposed to this kind of promotion, and they, what we call, work for free for the company, because now they help me recruit consumers without the company needing to pay for it. Those two types can also relate to what we call owned media. Owned media is when the company puts media on platforms that the company owns. Usually one of the typical one is a website. A website of a company is an owned media. Now a company can decide to put earned media on their platform. A Facebook page of a company is also owned media. They actually control the content that it's on there, and they can put paid digital media as well as earned media on the owned media platform. So then let's just see and compare between digital strategy and social strategy. So the two obviously are online. The main difference between them, as you can see, is the relationship between the company and the consumers. If you go to digital strategy, you see that the interaction is mainly between the company and the customer. So the customer reacts by clicking, by going to the website, by purchasing. But there's really no interaction between the different customers. However, in social media, the company creates the social media campaign, but after that, it's actually up to consumers to understand and react and create the campaign. So there's interaction in between the consumers, and that interaction later on creates that relationship with the company.